Hello and thank you for joining Israel Hayom Studio. A day of national mourning is underway in France following the terror attack on the offices of the newspaper Charlie Hebdo. Carried out by Islamic extremists, 12 people have died in the attack, among them 10 journalists and 2 police officers. With us in the studio to discuss this, Frank Mellul, CEO of i24 News. Hello Frank, and thank you for joining us. So what is the meaning of this horrific attack for the French people and for the French media?
You know, I used to work as a former French diplomat and for the French government, and I have to say that it's a very sad period for France, for the French people. This morning what we could read in the newspaper, and the French newspaper, was 2 people killed and 66 million people hurt. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because what we are saying since a long time ago, that the fight with terrorism has no border, become reality yesterday in France. People are shocked, for sure, but now it's the time to react. The time to react for the French press, for the international audience, but also the time to react for the French politicians. Mm-hmm. Because it's not something that you can manage like that. It's something strong. It's happening since a long time. It's inside the French society today. So the meaning of that is that Europe is sick. And
yes, and we could see that only last month there was a few similar incidents, and it's the first time that President Hollande was saying now it's really a terror attack. Is the French government really understands what is it facing?
I think they are understanding now. They know about it since a long time. I can tell you, when I was in charge also, we were speaking about Islamism radical for a long time, and we were doing a lot of things to fight against the Islamism radical. But you know, there was a period we say, okay, we don't want to speak too much about it. We want to hide on it. But it's a reality. And it's the responsibility of the media. It's what we are doing in i24 News since yesterday, to have special edition in French, English and Arabic.
Yes, and you've just launched your new campaign yesterday.
Yes, and I have to say it was a coincidence that yesterday we decided to launch a big campaign in all France, talking about coexistence. And for me, yesterday I was thinking a lot, because many campaigns were cancelled today because of the event. But I think for i24 News it's very important to maintain this campaign, because the symbol of coexistence, the message of coexistence, is more strong in the media today than yesterday.
And how do you link that to a news channel, the message of coexistence?
You know, when you are a unique newsroom where French speaking, English speaking and Arabic speaking are working together, when you have a unique newsroom with 35 nationalities, where you have a unique newsroom with Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Druzi, not only working together, but producing the same content together, it's an example to the world that they have to change, that they have to deal with terrorism. Today, maybe they will start to understand that it's not only an Israeli problem, but it's the problem for the world. It's a global problem that we have to deal with and to handle today, not alone, but together.
Do you think that the horrific terror attack yesterday will change the approach of the media regarding the coverage of Muslims and Islam across the world?
You know, what was important in i24 News yesterday, it was to connect the Israeli society to what's happening in France. And what happened in France yesterday, it's sad to say, but in Israel it's not something new. It's happening a lot.
Yeah, of course.
And I heard many analysts coming on i24 News and explaining, look, when you are in France and you have 12 journalists killed, all the country is in the streets. But here in Israel, we have a lot of bomb attack. But not only in Israel, look what's happened in Syria, look what happened in Iraq, look what happened in Egypt, look what happened in Tunisia when there is bomb attack, in Nigeria. What is doing the international community when it's happening? So the meaning of that is that the responsibility of the media today, it's maybe to be more focused when it's happening in another country, to understand and realize what is the threat in your own country.
Yeah, and do you think that the freedom of speech will be kept, or people will handle this subject more gently from now on because of the fear of things like that?
You know, the meaning of our campaign, it's for sure to, the translation in English is information is the union of all the point of views. And the message I'm trying to deliver to my journalists is not to fight for objectivity. Personally, I don't believe in the objectivity, but to fight for the truth. And if maybe the international area of journalists will start to put on the table the truth and to ask people from many backgrounds to come around the table and start to speak, it will help. It will help because when you start to speak, maybe the viewers will start to listen. And this is a very important message.
Yes. Frank Mellul, CEO of i24 News, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And thank you for watching Israel Hayom Studio. We'll keep updating you at all times.